Welcome to the Stormwater Construction General Permit System how-to video. This video is going to go over how to verify the latitude and longitude and verify the hydrologic unit code provided on the registration statement. So in the previous how-to videos, we've showed you how to enter all of the data from the registration statement appropriately into the system online. So since we already have the latitude and longitude from the registration statement here entered into the permit system, makes it pretty easy. We can just copy and paste those numbers into DEQ's GIS. So to get to the GIS that we use to verify the hydrologic unit code, go to Virginia DEQ's website. It's www.deq.virginia.gov. And then I just search for VGIS, which stands for Virginia Environmental GIS. And then it brings you to this kind of information page, and you can just hit the What's in My Backyard, and that brings you to the system. And then, like I said, it makes it pretty easy to just copy and paste into the system to hone in on that one latitude and longitude. So you go to Tools up at the top, and then zoom to XY, and then paste in that latitude and longitude. A big mistake that we see a lot, and the system won't let you save the longitude without that negative sign in front of it, but a lot of times it's forgotten on the registration. So if you're getting some kind of error message, just make sure that you have the negative sign in front of the longitude and hit go. And again, the first thing you want to do is verify that this has plotted in the locality that is applying on the registration statement. And if you can't see what locality the latitude and longitude is plotting into initially, right here is pretty easy because it says Fairfax. But you can also click Add Map Layers, and it gives you all the options for what layers you can add and view in the system. And just hit County Boundaries. This is going to give you all the counties and cities, and then that's over on the left. And then over on the right, you'll hit the green plus sign. And then in order to actually make all of those map layers that you need show up on the map, you have to come over to this left-hand side and select them. So just click the check marks beside the hydrologic unit code, and then all of the 2012 water bodies is what we're going to be looking at for the construction general permit. And then once you hit those check marks, you can see everything start to be added to the screen. And it can be kind of difficult to differentiate these. The red lines are going to be for the hydrologic unit codes. So that's going to show you where one stops and one ends, or one stops and one begins. And then it's going to give you the long form of the hydrologic unit code on the map. Sometimes that's kind of hard to tell between the delineation of the hydrologic unit code and the impaired waters listed over here. So what I like to use is the Identify tool. So you go to Tools, Identify, and then you can select what specifically you want to look at and pinpoint it. So if we want to figure out exactly what the hydrologic unit code at that point is, and you can very obviously tell that it's only in one hydrologic unit code, you can hit that and then hit the latitude and longitude point. And it also gives you the short form of the hydrologic unit code, which is a little bit faster to type into the permitting system. So then you can go back to the permitting system and enter this in, and the permitting system accepts both the long form and the short form. I like to use the short form just because it's easier. So when you're entering these in, anytime that you're navigating between these tabs over on the left, you want to make sure that you've saved the data. So I'm just going to hit save really quick in case there's anything on this main permit information screen that we hadn't saved before. So now that we've saved, we can navigate over to the hydrologic unit code and hit add. And again, that code was PL30. So we can type that in. you'll get a drop down arrow, and again, like I said, you can either see the short form or the long form. It'll accept either. So then going back to GIS, you can click and drag to see what's going on in this map. So you'll see the name of the receiving water at some point, but earlier we were zoomed in right here, just to this Fairfax and the very start of this stream right here. So you might have to click and drag and look around for the actual name, and it looks like this one is Daniel's Run, and that matches up to what is on the registration statement. So you can see Daniel's Run right here just by looking at the map. Another way to get this information is to use the custom shape tool. So again, you can look at all the layers that we have available to us. Just hit all visible and then select custom shape, and you're just gonna hit the corners of whatever kind of shape you want to capture on the map. Once you're done selecting all the corners, double click to stop selecting, and then you'll get the results over here on the left. And what you want to look at is the 2012 rivers. We already got the hydrologic unit code. And again, the water name is Daniel's Run. Sometimes it'll pop up something other than Daniel's Run, and then if it's an unnamed tributary, it'll let you know that as well. So again, it's Daniel's Run. So we would go back over here to the permitting software, and we've already entered the hydrologic unit code, and we would just enter Daniel's Run. Now, like I said, if you're in GIS and it tells you that it's an unnamed tributary, or it says unsegmented water body or something along those lines, when you enter into the permitting software, you would enter it in as Daniel's Run UT. However, this is not the case. It's going straight into Daniel's Run, so we would just hit save. In the case that there are multiple receiving waters, such as if there's a creek down here that you might want to add, then you would add the stream right in here in the same hydrologic unit code if they do have the same hydrologic unit code. You don't want to go back into the page before and keep adding multiple hydrologic unit codes for different streams within the same area. And again, if you enter something that you didn't mean to enter, you can always hit this little trash can beside it. So if you wanted to delete Daniel's Run, you can delete it using that button. But we're going to go ahead and hit save. Then once you've saved the hydrologic unit code and all of the appropriate receiving streams, say you want to delete this record from here, you can just click on the entry right here, and again this box pops up, and to delete it just hit delete, and it'll say, are you sure you want to delete it and all the streams? Yes, all of the streams and the hydrologic unit code will be gone if you click OK. Of course, we know this is correct, so we're not going to delete it. You can hit cancel, and then it's still there.